Hey there, what's going on everybody? It's Star. So I'm recording this super early in the morning when I'm about to go to work, so it's a little bit quiet and the audio is probably going to be a little bit weird. But just like I said in the last video, I had another video that I was currently working on at the same time that I was recording and making that last video. And basically today we're going to be drawing up a couple of my OCs in the Halloween costumes that they wore this year. I thought that this would be a fun thing to do. I thought it would also be more relaxing to do than some of the stuff that I've been working on as of recently. A lot of stuff has been happening and changing up in my life as of late, but it's all for the better and I am doing really well, so I'm able to put out videos a lot faster. So without further ado, let's get into it. So of course we have to start off with my favorite big three, the ones that I draw literally all the time. Firstly, we have Molly, and she is an OC that I have had for a long time. There is a video up on my channel right now of her character guide, basically her entire lore. However, I'm going to be making an updated version of that video, and I know I've said that multiple times, but it's just because it takes a long time to make a video like that, and it takes a long time to actually get it saved on my device, so that's why it's taking a while, but I am still planning on making another video of that. And she's basically a superhero who has similar powers to Spinel, where she's able to stretch her body, and she is a plant lover and she loves flowers and stuff like that, so I put her in Willow's costume from the Owl House. The character next to her is her best friend from childhood. His name is Charlie, and he is basically a kind country soul who still lives with his parents and basically works at a car wash to save face because he doesn't know what he really wants to do with his life. So he's just a sweet little guy who doesn't really know much, but he is madly in love with Molly, and they've been close friends since they were little kids. And I put him in Denji's costume from Chainsaw Man. I haven't actually watched the anime before, but I'm kind of interested in looking at it. And I basically thought that they had a similar vibe, and they have a similar build as well. So I just thought it would suit him. Plus, I like the idea of him wearing like a discount, poorly thrown together type of, chainsaw part on his head and on his arms. I thought that was kind of funny. Finally, we have Bararia, who I haven't talked about on this channel before. I don't think. I haven't made any videos on her or anything like that, but Bararia is basically a village girl who's caught in the middle of a conspiracy in the village she has always grown up in, where the mayor of the town has been conspiring with demons this whole time in order to make sure that her village stays prosperous. And Bararia was at the center of it this whole time because all the demons wanted was her soul by the time she turned 25. And I've been writing this story for a long time, and Bararia works with this nice demon to basically save the world, even though she didn't want to be the chosen one or anything like that, obviously. So Bararia is Wendy from Gravity Falls because they have a similar type of personality going on, not the exact same, but Bararia is a whole lot more eccentric and energetic than Wendy is, but they have a similar type of goal. They're both farm people, they're both strong and, hard spoken and stuff like that. So that's what I was thinking of for Wendy. This is the end result from Molly, Charlie, and Bararia. Let's move on to the next one. So the next three characters I have here are pretty interesting. First of all, this first character that I'm trying to draw right now was a trade wreck. It was just super hard for me to do for some reason, and it was mainly because of this hat, because I was trying to show the character's face well enough that you would be able to see who it is, but also showcase the character that he was trying to be. So the three characters I have here are Vixen, Astred, and Quinn. And this first one, Vixen, is basically a Cupid character, and the whole concept behind him is that he is not like the typical Cupid character. He's not cutesy or sweet or anything along those lines. He is more stoic, aggressive, and sarcastic, but also like, kind of sultry, kind of fruity, kind of, more flirty than, committed to any type of relationship. So that's what I was thinking of for this character. And I put him in a Harley Quinn costume because I felt like their personalities were more akin to each other. But again, her original outfit, like her original outfit has that, jester hat and the leotard thing. But it was difficult for me to do. I didn't want to completely cover up Vixen's whole face and build. I wanted you to be able to see who it was. So I was trying to figure out how to mix Harley Quinn's original outfit with Vixen's normal style. Now, Astred is the one in the middle, and she is a character that I was making back in 9th grade, in like the very beginning of my 9th grade. And she's basically from a universe similar to My Hero Academia, because that's what I was into at the time. And it is basically a bunch of people who have a lot of powers, similar to quirks, but they're not called quirks, they're called inklings. And she doesn't have one. So she's going to a university to study inklings and to study magic and to figure out what her inkling is. And her whole thing is space and stars and stuff. She just really likes that type of stuff. So she's wearing an astronaut's outfit. And then Quinn is a sort of one-off OC that I wasn't really planning on drawing any further than the drawings that I had made at the time. And I was basically studying vitiligo, I think is what it's called. And it's that skin condition that, changes the pigmentation of your skin. And the type of pigmentation that she has, I had never seen in real life before. So I wanted to try drawing that. So that's basically what I was drawing Quinn for. She's basically like a lesbian girl who was kicked out of her house and is living above the gas station that she works at with some of her friends. And she just really resents authority and stuff like that. So there wasn't much detail to her story. She was just someone fun that I drew to, study vitiligo at the time. And I put her in a type of plague doctor costume because I felt like it matched her edgy personality a lot. So that's why she's wearing that. But, her dress being as wide as it is completely messed up the cropping. So I had to change that, midway through. I was also coming up with a lot of these ideas as I was drawing them. So there was a lot of things changing in the middle. So this whole, speed paint is a little bit weird, but this one was one of the more fun ones that I did. Here is the end result for Vixen, Astrid, and Quinn. Let's move on to the next one. So the final 3 characters that I have here are from a small little story that I was writing back in middle school called Cosmic Connection. And in this picture, we have Aspen, Rob, and Ruby, which is a trio of friends that I was writing about in the story originally. And the main character is Aspen, and it was basically a Superman type of situation. She was born on another planet. She was dropped off at the brink of the planet's death at an old couple's doorstep, and they decided to take care of her through her childhood, and she was always homeschooled, but she eventually started going to public school, and that's where she met Ruby. She knew Rob because he was living around her neighborhood and they hung out all the time, but Aspen's mother didn't like Rob. He thought that he was a bad influence, so she didn't want Aspen hanging around Rob, and decided that it would be better for her to go somewhere else to get some better friends, and was also convinced by Aspen's dad to go on ahead and put her in public school. So she started going there, and around the same time, the villain of the story, who was the one who had destroyed Aspen's home planet in the first place, started going after her and had found out where she had been hiding out at, quote unquote hiding out at, and started chasing her. So I haven't drawn these characters in a long time. They are pretty old. I will probably be throwing up some of the old work on the screen from them. And this was back in 2017, 2016 that I had started the concept for these characters, in 2019 when I started really drawing them out. So this is really old, and the story wasn't very original or anything like that. The main thing that I was thinking of was that she has an extreme connection to space, so she, likes stars and planets and stuff like that, and, that's because she's an alien. That's where she's from. She's from space. So she's an astronaut, or not an astronaut, excuse me, she's an alien. She's an alien, and that's what she dressed up as. And I was actually referencing a costume that I saw on Pinterest. I was referencing that pretty much directly. I'll throw that up on the screen as well. Now, Rob is the subway surfer guy, the main character, the main dude. I put him in that type of costume. And then I put Ruby in a Bakugo costume, because Ruby is pretty fiery and not aggressive, but very eccentric and very tough. She always has been very tough ever since she was a kid. So I kept that type of personality in her costume as well. This is the end result for Aspen, Rob, and Ruby. This is the end result for all of my OCs in their Halloween costumes. I have posted this on a lot of my socials, and I'll be putting the links down in the description like how I always do. But this was extremely fun to do. I absolutely loved it, and I'm so glad that I decided to do this. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and yeah, that's all I have to say. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.